Okay, so I know on the last video on this channel, I mentioned a Spinosaurus video. This is not exactly that Spinosaurus video I had planned. This is kind of a different type of video. There probably won't be many videos like this on this channel, but this video specifically I am making, I guess. But I don't plan on making many more videos like this. So these were two figures I had when I was younger. And it's the Papo Spinosaurus, very heavily Jurassic Park 3 style based, pretty obviously. Like honestly, if they just stuck that little JP3 logo on here, you'd think it was just a really good Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus figure. And then this one's not technically a dinosaur, but the Safari Ltd Carnegie Collection tanystropheus. So these were two figures I had when I was little, and they both got broken. But honestly, for like the figures I had, most of my figures are in relatively pretty good condition because I didn't play too hard with my figures, like making them like fight and like that type of stuff. But this Spinosaurus specifically, I don't know if all the Papo ones are like this or if it's just mine. It was not constructed very well. Like you can easily see where like parts of the figure, like where they're separate pieces, like this arm, you can see like the line. This leg, you can see like where it's obviously glued on. The head, you can see where it's glued on. And this leg is super obvious. But this arm, actually, this one did fall off. I'm honestly just glad that the arm didn't get lost somewhere. But here's his arm. So we're going to glue this back on and make it one piece again instead of two pieces. So we'll just let him... Oh, he will not be munching on his arm for a second, apparently. And then the tanystropheus... this one is not as much Safari Limited's fault as like this one is Papo's fault, because this one, it's just obvious the figure wasn't put together great. I don't know if it's just this one specifically or if all this version of the Papo Spinosaurus were like this, but mine was. And I didn't play, this was one of the ones I actually got closer to the end of my first time collecting dinosaur figures, so I know I did not like play with this one too roughly, causing it to break. And this one, I think, this is like one of the few Safari Limited figures that has like movable parts. I think some of the more recent ones, they might have done the jaw thing. I'm not 100% sure on that, but this one actually had like a wire type thing in its neck. Well, I'll just show you all. So like you could bend its neck, but obviously, I bent this one's neck too much to the point where this is here and not there. And I'm very surprised I didn't end up just losing that little head piece somewhere. So I'm going to attempt to glue both of these back together and make them one piece again. So just to make it easier, I'm going to glue them and I'm going to pause this part of the video and then I'm going to glue them. And then when I come back, I'll show them as one piece. And obviously I'm going to have to be super careful with these figures. And I'm going to have to decide on a specific way I want this tanystropheus neck to go, because obviously it's not going to be moved much once it is glued back together. But this Spinosaurus, the jaw and stuff still works fine. It's just the rest is, So we'll get right back to hopefully these figures being one piece. Okay, just a little update. The figures are glued right now. I put the glue on. It's that Loctrin liquid glue. So far, so good. It's said to put the glue on and then hold it for I think 30 seconds, and then just let it sit for 10 minutes. So put the glue on the Spinosaurus, and so far so good. And also on the tanystropheus. I figured the Spinosaurus would be a little easier as well, because it kind of has a little divot where you can obviously tell it was separate pieces. So that's why it was pretty easy, honestly, to just glue it back. But the tanystropheus, I was a little bit more worried about, since, it was never supposed to be two pieces, but this one at one point was actually two pieces. So this one I wasn't as worried about. And also, a figure with just one less arm isn't horrible, but a figure with that head, that's a little bit of a different case. So thank you all so much for watching this video. I know this is a little bit of a different style video, especially for what I plan on this channel being, but I guess we did get a little extra bit with Spinosaurus and tanystropheus. So I'd love to know if anybody else has had similar issues with either of these figures or any other figure for that matter. because that would just be really interesting to know, because I definitely could see other people having this issue, especially if they like played with its neck, like just bending it in different poses. Because I mean, I know most of you all that know what tanystropheus is. Nigel Marvin's Chased by Sea Monsters plays a little part to that. That's really the only thing I'd even heard of it from prior to owning this figure, I guess. And obviously, everybody knows Spinosaurus. Obviously, this has a lot of inspiration with the JP3 Spinosaurus, but still, really cool figure. And if you like Jurassic Park, obviously, you would really like this figure. And I know Papo also did try another variant of this figure, which at the time was supposed to be the accurate depiction. But, you know, that's one reason why I'm specifically having a video for Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus is ever-changing. But one thing that's funny is everybody knows about Spinosaurus changing almost as like a meme at this point. Like, you know, at one point, this is honestly what we thought Spinosaurus looked like. And then we also thought it had the knuckle walk at one point. And now we're at whatever we think it is. But honestly, T-Rexes had a kind of similar thing. You know, at one point we thought the Jurassic Park style was pretty accurate. And then at one point we thought a fully feathered T-Rex. And now we're at a point where we think that the juveniles were more likely feathered and the adults were almost featherless. So, you know, that's one cool thing about dinosaurs. You have to be in the updates, because if you just quit paying attention for a few years, you'll be completely out of the loop, especially on something like Spinosaurus. So, thank you all so much for watching. And like I mentioned, I would love to know if anybody else had similar issues with this figure, or especially this figure, well, and any other figure for that matter. So, thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned, and hopefully we have some more cool videos. Hopefully none specifically like this where figure's broken and we're having to repair it, but who knows, maybe I'll run into a similar situation. Hopefully not, though. Okay, so I do want to throw in this last little part. The arm, it honestly doesn't look that bad, because I mean, like I showed earlier, the rest of its arms and legs, well, pretty much all the parts that you can tell were glued, are all kind of look kind of like that. So really, this arm doesn't look too bad. I mean, compared to the other ones, it looks, honestly, like compared to this spot, it honestly looks better. But I mean, you can tell where it was a separate piece at one point anyway, so it doesn't look that bad. The tanystropheus does look a little worse though, because, you know, it was supposed to be one figure. And, you know, if I really didn't like it, I could just paint over it, but I'm not going to do that just because I want to know, because, you know, like this spot I can still bend, but do not want to bend that spot pretty much. But overall, they look a lot better than they did as two separate pieces instead of just one figure like it should have been. But thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll just keep uploading stuff. And we will have another really cool Spinosaurus video, which probably will feature this one, because I'm going to mention one of the reasons Spinosaurus got even more popular was the Jurassic Park. And I'll probably use this figure instead of a Jurassic Park one, just because this figure looks more accurate to the movie than most of the Jurassic Park line figures look. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'm out.